It is said that there are wounds so deep that even God hesitates at the threshold of forgiveness. And within the dark labyrinth of the human soul, the sins of a narcissist emerge like an unhealed scar, a challenge to the compassion of the Almighty. The ghost of a narcissist has cast unbearable pain upon your life, drawing you into a whirlwind of emotions, draining every ounce of your strength and faith. Every action they take feels like a dagger cutting into your fragile soul, tearing apart sacred trust and trampling on the most delicate boundaries of the relationship. It's not just their cruel actions or harsh words, but the blindness within their soul, the inherent arrogance that forms the shackles binding them to their cycle of sin. A narcissist with an ego so enormous it eclipses conscience is forever trapped in the gilded cage of self, unable to empathize, unable to repent, and unable to grasp salvation. Before we embark on today's exciting discussion, allow me to extend the warmest welcome to our new friends who have joined the channel's family. Your presence is a precious source of motivation, inspiring us to continue our journey of discovering knowledge together. This channel is built with the mission of spreading positive values, igniting the potential for growth within each individual through continuous sharing and learning. For every time I share knowledge, I also learn from the wonderful companions like yourselves. If this is your first visit, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any exciting conversations in the future. Let's create a community of sharing where knowledge is spread and like-minded souls are connected. If you're not already part of this healing community, take a second to hit the subscribe button. Together, we'll spread positive values and support one another on this journey of growth. So the first sin of a narcissist is draining you of all your energy and everything you have. When trapped in a relationship with a narcissist without realizing their true nature, you may begin to feel lost and disoriented. Or you might think that the challenges are just temporary bursts of anger or common disagreements. However, what you don't realize is that you are slowly sinking into a toxic relationship where the narcissist continually drains your energy, time, money, and emotions. They couldn't care less about your efforts, as if you're desperately rowing against the current while they leisurely punch holes in the boat. And once they've extracted all your value, they'll leave you behind and quickly move on to their next target. Narcissists are not easily recognized because they are often masters at disguising their true selves. At first they appear charming, confident and captivating, effortlessly drawing you in. But only when you've become deeply entangled in the relationship do they start to reveal their controlling and manipulative behaviors. At their core, narcissists care only about themselves and are completely devoid of empathy or understanding for others. They live solely to satisfy their inflated ego and will never be satisfied with anything you do. You'll soon realize that no matter how hard you try, they will always demand more and never truly be content with you. You will be caught in the vicious cycle of psychological abuse, where happiness is nothing but a fleeting illusion. Initially, they will use sweet words and special attention to lull you into thinking you are the center of their universe. But once you place your full trust in them, they will turn on you, morphing into a master manipulator, slowly eroding your self-esteem. Bitter criticism, clever manipulation, these will surround you, controlling every aspect of your life. Lies, deceit, neglect, and verbal abuse become their sharpest weapons, cutting deep into your soul, reducing you to a mere puppet in their hands. Each time you try to break free from this invisible cage, they lure you back with sweet promises, pulling you deeper into the quicksand of despair. The cycle of abuse continues, wearing down your will, destroying your spirit, and eventually pushing you to the brink of collapse. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind with the cunning strategy of gaslighting. They distort your story, manipulate your emotions, and control the way you perceive them, like master illusionists deceiving the eye. Gradually, you lose trust in yourself, in your own decisions, becoming lost in a maze of doubt. They break down your defenses, turning you into a puppet under their control, dependent on their every command and manipulation. Like an octopus, they wrap their psychological tentacles around you, squeezing tighter until you submit to the distorted reality they create. And when the flame of passion has died out, they coldly turn their back on you without a trace of regret. You, once the center of their universe, are now discarded like an old toy, no longer of use. The pain of abandonment, the overwhelming confusion, and the endless questions about why it all fell apart will haunt your mind. The sheer heartlessness, the complete absence of empathy, is terrifying and almost impossible to comprehend. The second great sin of a narcissist is making promises, only to break them. They never truly intend to fulfill what they say. Those promises are merely sophisticated tools to keep you hooked, making you continue to trust and wait, while your present is filled with instability and pain. Each time you hope, you are pulled deeper into a whirlpool of disappointment, sinking further into the abyss of lost faith. Narcissists know exactly how to hurt you without ever uttering an insult. They use their promises to control you, making you dream of a better future, only to push you into the depths of exhaustion and emotional devastation. And when you finally realize those promises were mere lies, the wounds cut deep into your soul, shattering your trust and leaving you doubting yourself. Gradually, you lose your self-worth, feeling as if you're undeserving of happiness, because every time you hope, the narcissist distorts reality, making you believe the fault lies with you. The scars from broken promises aren't just temporary disappointments. They erode your spirit bit by bit, leaving you feeling as though you're losing yourself. These unfulfilled promises and the insidious manipulation crush not only your dreams of the future, but also your present strength and confidence. Each time you dream of a better tomorrow, reality only becomes more painful. When they can no longer control you directly, the narcissist will sow seeds of hatred, using the vicious flying monkey tactic to destroy your reputation. They turn those around you into puppets, pulling their strings with lies and carefully crafted stories, using these flying monkeys to attack and tear you down, pushing you into a spiral of humiliation and isolation. If you've seen my previous videos, you're probably familiar with this ruthless tactic. If this is your first time hearing about it, make sure to subscribe to the channel to follow more videos on how to deal with narcissists and gain a deeper understanding of this personality disorder. But for now, let me briefly explain the flying monkey strategy, one of the narcissist's most dangerous weapons of manipulation. Inspired by the blind creatures that serve the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz, the flying monkeys in the narcissist's world are people they recruit or manipulate to control you. These could be friends, family members, or colleagues, individuals whose minds have been poisoned by the narcissist, turning them into tools to attack you. They may use sweet words to lure you back, or worse, spread lies about you, leaving you to suffer the pain of betrayal, isolation, and abandonment by those you once trusted. You'll be overwhelmed with guilt, shame, and confusion as you face baseless accusations. The narcissist pulls the strings of these flying monkeys to create intense psychological pressure, making you feel cornered, as if the entire world has turned against you. They spin tragic stories of the pain you've supposedly caused, casting you as the cruel, heartless villain in the eyes of others. The flying monkeys won't hesitate to interrogate, blame, or even condemn you for hurting the narcissist. Sometimes they become even more devious, exploiting the compassion of your loved ones or friends to pressure you into submission. In this way, even though you've tried to escape, the narcissist can still maintain indirect control over your life, trapping you in their shadow, preventing you from breaking free. The third sin is betrayal, masked by a facade of lies. They secretly weave extramarital affairs, trampling on trust and sacred commitments, all while flawlessly playing the role of the faithful partner. When their infidelity is discovered, they not only show no remorse, but they use every trick in the book to hide their wrongdoing. They will turn you into the villain, labeling you as jealous, irrational, or crazy to divert attention and evade responsibility. They will lull you with sweet words or threaten you with anger, leaving you confused, doubting yourself, and ultimately accepting the distorted reality they create. This behavior goes beyond mere infidelity. It's the height of cruelty. They know full well that their actions will deeply wound you, yet they heartlessly trample on your love, and trust to satisfy their own selfish desires. This selfishness, lack of empathy, and cruelty go far beyond ordinary personality disorders. It is a manifestation of a twisted, rotten soul. The pinnacle of sin, the fourth and final one, is ruthless exploitation. In the eyes of a narcissist, people are nothing more than lifeless objects, tools to satisfy their desires and selfish ambitions. So with their warped sense of superiority, they grant themselves the right to use and discard others without a second thought. When they approach someone, their sole purpose is to exploit, draining every last drop they can, whether it's money, affection, status, or anything else that benefits them. There is no sincerity, empathy, or appreciation. They only see the potential gains they can extract from their prey. Like predators, they stalk, set traps, and attack, using every method to manipulate and deceive, turning their victims into slaves for their selfish desires. They remain indifferent to the pain and suffering of others because in their distorted world, they alone are the center, the only ones worthy of concern. This callousness, lack of empathy, and selfishness reveal their true animalistic nature, making them some of the most despicable individuals in society. In our journey exploring the dark recesses of the narcissist soul, we've confronted the bleak reality of an unforgivable sin, the blindness of their hearts, the inherent arrogance that renders them incapable of repentance, incapable of reaching salvation. Is there any glimmer of hope for these lost souls? Will the door of divine forgiveness ever open for them? The answer, perhaps, lies deep within their own choices. If one day narcissists can shatter the shell of pride, acknowledge their wrongdoings, and learn to empathize and love, perhaps a miracle might occur. But until then, they will remain lost in the shadows of their sins, burdened by the weight of their own self-inflicted punishment. Thank you for watching this video. Please share your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to support us in creating more meaningful content. See you in the next video.